Good morning, dear students. I will discuss today about the derivations of the formula which we use for reverse indicator method. How the formulas are derived, how we get these two formulas for reverse indicator method. As you can see here, these are two formulas. Fs is equal to dA plus dB over 2 under the bracket multiplied by d2 over d1 minus dA over 2. ds is equal to under the bracket dA plus dB over 2 under the bracket multiplied by d3 over d1 minus dA over 2. So Fs is the amount of shims which are required for making an alignment for the front side. We may have to remove the shims from the front side, or we may have to add the shims on the front side of the motor or movable unit for making an alignment. So we can get the value of Fs from this formula. And what is Bs? Bs is the amount of shims which are required for adding or removing from the back feet. And you can see that Bs is equal to Ba plus Bb divided by 2 under the bracket multiply by d3 over d1 minus Ba over 2. So when you are using these two formulas, you have to calculate first the terms under the bracket. After you get the answer, then you will multiply it by d2 over d1, then minus Ba over 2. So solve the bracket first, then multiply it by d2 over d1 and minus Ba over 2 for Fs. In the same way for Bs, solve this bracket first, dA plus dB divided by 2 multiplied by d3 over d1 minus Ba over 2. So this is how you can calculate the amount of shims which are to be removed or added for making an alignment from the front feet and from the back feet. Now if the sign is minus, you will remove the shim. If the sign is plus, then you are going to add the shims. Now I will discuss how we derived these two formulas. This is the stationary shaft. Stationary shaft or stationary machine means where we will not add or remove the shims. So this unit will not be disturbed. It will stay as it is. We will not add any shim. We will not remove any shims from this unit, which is called stationary. It can be pumped. Now the other unit is called movable. Movable unit means where we are going to add or remove the shims for making an alignment. As you know that there are two supports, 2 feet of the motor. One is the front feet and the other is the back feet. Fs and Bs represents front feet and back feet. And these are the two downside shims here, and above this, these are the shims Fs and Bs. Now this motor is not on the required axis. It is downside. If you see from this end or from this end, it is downside, and also it is making an angle. So this is the present position of the motor shaft. So we have to make it align so that it will come to this required axis. This is the required axis. The pump shaft axis, the pump shaft rotating line is the required axis, and this line is on the same line as the pump shaft rotating line. So this is our main reference point. This is our main reference required axis, which is the rotating line of the pump shaft. So this line which you can see here is on the same line as the pump rotating line. So we want to move this motor shaft to this line. Okay, and as you can see here that this is the front feet and this is the back feet, and you can see here this is your required position of shaft. You want to shift this motor shaft to this position. Now how you will shift it? You are going to remove this shim from here and this shim from here, and then what will happen? After that, once you remove this one, then it will come to this position. Okay, then it will come to this position. Okay, you can see here, then it will come to this position. Okay, okay, so once we remove the shims FS and BS, the motor shaft will shift from the present position to the required position. Now how we can calculate FS and BS and how we derive the formula, that I am going to discuss. Okay, now I will put it back to the same position. Okay, so so now I will explain you the derivation, how we derive the formulas. BA is the reading which you take on the stationary side. This reading you are taking on the rim side. In reverse indicator method, we are taking the reading on the rim side. So BA is the reading which you are taking on the stationary side, and BB is the reading which you are taking on the movable side. These two are, BA and BB are the total dial indicator readings on the rim side. BA is on the stationary side and BB is on the motor side or movable side. Okay, these two terms we are using in the formulas, BA and BB. We are using three more terms in the formula. As you can see here, these are D1, D2 and D3. You already know about what is D1, D2 and D3. Just to repeat it, D1 is the distance from this first dial indicator to the second dial indicator. Okay, and what is the first dial indicator? The first dial indicator is the dial indicator which is taking reading on the stationary side. And what is the second dial indicator, BB? It is taking reading on the movable side. And we are discussing vertical alignment by reverse indicator method, reverse dial indicator method. Now you can see here that this is the required axis. Required axis means that our motor shaft should be in the line, so that both the lines, movable shaft line and the stationary shaft rotating line, they are in the same line. This is only possible when this shaft, this motor shaft will shift to this position, which is the required position. Now let us discuss how we can derive these formulas, which are FS and BS. Okay, I will remove all these things. Okay, okay. So that you can see the sketch. Okay, so I have removed these all things. So it is easy for you to. Okay. Now you can see here that if this shaft is downside from the required axis, what is the required axis? This is the required axis. So if the shaft is below this required axis, you can see here I have written required axis. So if the shaft is here, then your reading will be plus. Which reading will be plus? The reading which you are taking on the movable side, and the alignment fixture is fixed with the stationary shaft. So if you take the reading and the reading is plus, then the shaft is passing below this required axis. Okay? And if the reading is minus, then the shaft is passing from the upper side, of the required axis, where you are taking the reading at a particular point. For example, if you are taking the reading here and the reading is minus, then the shaft is passing above. And again, if you are taking the reading at this point and your reading is plus, then the shaft is passing from the below. Shaft is passing from below this point if you are taking reading here. So when your alignment fixture is fixed on the stationary unit, your dial indicator will be touching this point. Okay, remember this one. So in this case, because your shaft is like this, so the reading will become plus. If you make it reading on the top 0, when you come to downside, when you move your alignment fixture downside, then since this point is below the required axis, your reading will be plus. Okay, your dial indicator will be touching this point. When you are on the top, the dial indicator needle will be touching here. When you go to the bottom, again it will be touching below the shaft at this point. So you will get the plus reading. Now coming back to this side, if your shaft is like this, okay, and you extend it, it will pass from this point. Okay, and if you fix the alignment fixture on the motor shaft and you take the reading on the stationary shaft, then since here your stationary shaft is up, the reading will be minus at this point, because at this point this stationary shaft is here and the movable shaft is passing below. So your reading will be minus. Now in this case, if this shaft is passing like this above the stationary shaft, then you will get plus reading. If you are taking reading on this point and alignment fixture is fixed on the movable side and your reading is plus, then the shaft is passing above this point, above this point on the stationary shaft line. So okay, now let us discuss about 3 triangles. You can see here that these are 3 triangles: PQR, PST and PUV. Okay, how we get these 3 triangles, I will explain to you. Now what is BA over 2? BA over 2 is the reading which we are getting by taking reading on the stationary unit. So this is the point which is representing BA over 2. The distance from here to here is BA over 2 and it is minus. And the distance from here to here is BB over 2 and it is plus. From here to here is BB over 2. In this case, the reading is plus 50. So from here to here is plus 25 millimeter. And in this case, total reading is minus 300. So from here to here, it will be minus 150. So what will be the total distance from here to here? Now as you can see here, that total distance from here to here is BA over 2 and from here to here is BB over 2. So the net result will be BA over 2 plus BB over 2. So this side from here to here is BA over 2 plus BB over 2. So after this, we come to this triangle PST. Now on PST again, as we have seen it, as we know that from here to here is BA over 2. So same distance is here. From here to here is BA over 2, which is minus, and from here to here is the front shim, which we need to remove it. So total distance from here to here is FS plus BA over 2. Now we come to triangle PUV. Again here, the distance from here to here is BA over 2. It is minus, and BS is the amount of shim which we need to remove from the front feet. So total distance is BS plus BA over 2. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we are going to derive the formulas. Okay. But let us know what is PR. PR is equal to D1. It is the distance from first dial indicator to the second dial indicator. What is D2? D2 is equal to PT, and it is equal to the distance from first dial indicator to the front feet of the motor. You can say center of the front feet of the motor. What is D3? D3 is the distance from the first dial indicator needle to the center of the back feet, the center of the back feet. So we are getting D1, D2, D3 and PA and BB. So again PR is equal to D1 and PT is equal to D2 and PV is equal to D3. So in triangle PQR, okay, in triangle PQR, so in triangle